Welcome to Our Weird World, where each week we gather around the bonfire to uncover the world's most fascinating legends and mysteries. Tonight, we bring you a tale from the moors of Cornwall in England, the tale of the Beast of Bodmin Moor. So sit back, relax, and let the flames of our virtual campfire guide you through the shadows of the unknown as we begin tonight's tale. The fog rolled over the rugged landscape of Bodmin Moor, shrouding the ancient tors and granite outcrops in a veil of mystery. To the uninitiated, the moor might have just seemed to be another desolate stretch of land in Cornwall, a place where the wind howled and the rain fell with unrelenting persistence. But to those who knew its secrets, Bodmin Moor was a place where the legends roamed and the shadows danced, where the past and the present intertwined in a tapestry of myths and whispers. Among these legends, none was more terrifying or captivating than the tale of the Beast of Bodmin Moor. For decades, stories had circulated about large, elusive creatures that prowled the moorland, leaving a trail of fear and fascination in its wake. This is the story of that beast, a story that blends truth and myth, light and darkness, into a haunting, beautiful narrative. The year was 1983, a time when the world was on the cusp of technological revolutions and yet, in many ways, still deeply connected to its primal fears. It was this year that the first credible sighting of the Beast of Bodmin Moor was reported. A local farmer, Thomas Pritchard, was out checking his sheep one evening when he noticed something unusual. Several of his flock were missing, and those that remained were huddled together, visibly distressed. As he scanned the horizon, his eyes fell upon a dark silhouette moving stealthily among the heather and gorse. At first, Thomas thought it might be a stray dog or perhaps a fox, but as the creature drew nearer, he realized with a growing sense of dread that this was something far more formidable. The beast was large, much larger than any dog or fox, with a sleek, muscular body and a tail that lashed behind it like a whip. Thomas stood frozen in place, his heart pounding in his chest as the beast turned its head and locked eyes with him. For a moment, time seemed to stand still, and in that instant, Thomas knew he was looking at something not entirely of this world. The beast's eyes glowed with an eerie luminescence, and its movements were sleek and almost graceful, like a predator in its prime. Then, just as suddenly as it had appeared, the beast vanished into the fog, leaving Thomas standing alone in the gathering darkness. Shaken and unsure of what he'd seen, he hurried back to his farmhouse and told his wife Mary about the encounter. Together, they decided to keep the incident to themselves, fearing that others would think them mad. Despite their silence, the legend of the Beast of Bodmin Moor began to grow. Over the next few months, more and more farmers reported missing livestock, and strange clawed footprints were found in the earth near the edges of the moor. The local newspaper picked up the story, and soon, the whole of Cornwall was abuzz with the talk of the mysterious creature. Some speculated that the beast was a panther or a puma, perhaps an exotic pet that had escaped into the wild. Others believed it to be a supernatural entity, a manifestation of ancient spirits that hunted the moor. Whatever the explanation, the sightings continued, and with each new report, the legend of the Beast of Bodmin Moor became more entrenched in the local folklore. One particularly chilling account came from a group of hikers who had ventured into the moor on a clear summer's day. As they made their way up one of the tors, they noticed a disturbance in the beck below. Peering down, they saw a beast, its sleek black form moving silently through the undergrowth. The hikers watched in awe and fear as the creature paused to drink from a stream, its powerful muscles rippling beneath its dark fur. Suddenly, the beast looked up, its eyes locking onto the hikers. For a moment, it seemed to consider them. Then, with a powerful leap, it disappeared into the dense foliage. The hikers, shaken but unharmed, hurried back to the nearest village and recounted their experience to anyone who would listen. Their story only served to fuel the growing hysteria and fascination surrounding the beast. As the sightings continued, local authorities and wildlife experts were called in to investigate. Dr. Emily Harris, a renowned zoologist from the University of Exeter, was among those who took a keen interest in the case. Skeptical at first, she believed that the reports were likely exaggerated or misidentified sightings of more common animals. Determined to find the truth, Dr. Harris set up a series of camera traps and organized night patrols to monitor the moor. Accompanied by a team of volunteers, she spent countless hours combing the landscape looking for any evidence of the beast's existence. Despite their efforts, the creature remained elusive, leaving only fleeting glimpses and tantalizing clues in its wake. One evening, as Dr. Harris and her team were setting up a new camera trap near an old stone circle, they heard a low growl echoing through the twilight. Instantly, the group fell silent, straining to hear the sound again. The growl came once more, closer this time, and accompanied by the unmistakable rustle of movement in the undergrowth. With their hearts in their throats, the team watched as the beast emerged from the shadows, its eyes glowing with an otherworldly light. For a few breathless moments, they stood frozen, unable to move or even speak. Then, as if sensing their presence, the beast let out a deafening roar and charged into the darkness, disappearing as quickly as it had come. Shaken but determined, Dr. Harris and her team continued their research, collecting hair samples, scat, and other evidence that suggested the presence of a large, unknown predator. Despite mounting evidence, skeptics remained unconvinced, dismissing the finding as inconclusive or fabricated. The turning point came in the spring of 1985, when a young boy named Jack Turner had a close encounter with a beast that would change everything. Jack, the son of a local farmer, was playing near the edge of the moor when he heard a strange noise coming from the nearby woods. Curious and fearless, he ventured closer, pushing through the dense underbrush until he came to a small clearing. There, standing in the dappled sunlight, was the Beast of Bodmin Moor. Jack's eyes widened in awe and terror as he took in the creature's sleek black form and piercing eyes. For a moment, the beast seemed to regard him with a kind of curious intelligence, its head tilted to one side as if trying to understand what it was seeing. Then, with a sudden fluid motion, the beast turned and bounded away, disappearing into the depths of the moor. Jack ran back to his farmhouse, breathless and wide-eyed, and told his father what he had seen. This time, there was no doubt. Jack's detailed description of the creature matched the reports that had been circulating for years. News of Jack's encounter spread quickly, and soon the media descended upon Bodmin Moor, eager to capture the story of the elusive beast. Television crews, journalists, and curious onlookers flocked to the area, turning the once quiet moorland into a hub of activity. As the media frenzy reached its peak, a breakthrough came in the form of a grainy yet unmistakable photograph. One of Dr. Harris's camera traps had captured the image of the beast, a large black feline with powerful limbs and a long, sinuous tail. The photograph was published in newspapers and broadcast on television, providing the first concrete evidence of the creature's existence. With the photograph as proof, the authorities launched a full-scale investigation, enlisting the help of experts from around the world. Teams of trackers, zoologists, and wildlife officials scoured the moor, using drones, thermal imaging, and other advanced technologies to try and locate the beast. Despite their efforts, the creature remained elusive, slipping through their grasp time and time again. It almost seemed as if the beast was toying with them, revealing itself just enough to keep the legend alive, but never allowing itself to be caught. As the search continued, strange stories began to emerge from the locals. Some claimed that the beast was a guardian of the moor, a supernatural entity that protected the land from harm. Others spoke of ancient curses and hidden treasures, suggesting that the creature was linked to the moor's long and mysterious history. One particularly eerie tale came from an elderly woman named Agnes Trelawney, who lived in a small cottage on the edge of the moor. According to Agnes, the beast was a spirit of a long-dead warrior, cursed to roam the moor for eternity as punishment for his sins. She claimed to have seen the beast many times, often at dusk or dawn, moving silently through the mist like a shadow. Agnes's story, though dismissed by many as a mere superstition, added another layer of intrigue to the legend. As more and more people came forward with their own accounts, it became clear that the Beast of Bodmin Moor was not just a physical creature, but a symbol of the moor's enduring mystery and enchantment. As the years passed, sightings of the beast became less frequent and the media's interest began to wane. Yet for those who experienced his presence, the legend remained as powerful as ever. In the summer of 1991, nearly a decade after the first sighting, a final dramatic encounter took place that would cement the beast's place in history. It happened one stormy night when a local farmer named Willem Tevicek was driving home after a long day of work. The rain was coming down in sheets and visibility was poor, but William knew the road well and pressed on through the storm. As he approached a sharp bend near the edge of the moor, his headlights caught something moving in the road ahead. Slamming on his brakes, William skidded to a halt, his heart pounding in his chest. There, standing in the middle of the road, was the Beast of Bodmin Moor. For a moment, man and beast faced each other, the rain pouring down around them. Then, with a final defiant roar, the beast turned and disappeared into the darkness, leaving William staring after it in stunned silence. The encounter made headlines once again, and for a brief moment, the legend of Bodmin Moor was reignited. But this time, there were no more sightings, no more tracks or traces. It was as if the beast had decided to return to the shadows, leaving only a story behind. Today, the legend of the Beast of Bodmin Moor remains one of Cornwall's most enduring mysteries. Though no definitive evidence has ever been found to prove its existence, the stories and sightings continue to captivate the imaginations of locals and visitors alike. Some believe that the beast still roams the moor, a living reminder of the wild and untamed spirit of the land. Others see it as a symbol of the unknown, a testament to the mysteries that still lay hidden beneath the world around us. As we leave you here, remember, the legends of our weird world are boundless. If you've enjoyed immersing yourself in this legend with us, please share, like, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Your support enables us to uncover the hidden tales that dwell in the shadows. Until next time, stay curious and beware of the creature that stalks in the night.